You know, the one thing that I don't understand is that ever since the Trump administration, they pursued to end TPS for not only Haiti, but several other nations like Ethiopia, Yemen, South Sudan is another country they ended TPS on. You name it, Syria, many other nations, right, that they ended TPS. And ever since this was done by the Trump administration, the majority of Black Americans did not vote for President Trump at all, right? This is something he pursued all the way up to the Supreme Court. Black Americans had nothing to do with any of that. FBA didn't call for it or whatever. The Supreme Court of the United States allowed him to end TPS for Haitians and many other groups. But ever since this happened, instead of the focus being on the Trump administration, instead of them trying to figure out a way to handle that issue with the government, we have been hearing and seeing so much smoke directed toward FBAs. And the question we have is why? We didn't do anything. See, this is what a lot of times we have been talking about, is that when we're not doing anything, we minding our own business or whatever case we doing, everybody always got to lay it on our feet like we have something to do with it. Now, case in point, I want you to hear what this Haitian woman has to say, because she's questioning us as Black Americans. And like, we got an issue with Haitians. Like, we don't have no issue with no Haitians. But let's go ahead and roll this.
Dear African Americans, I really want to know what's your problem with Haitians. I'm not just talking about immigrants. I'm not just talking about illegal immigrants, because there are so many white people here, okay, that are immigrants, illegal immigrants. But you guys don't find any problem with those other race. You guys have a problem with Haitians. And this is not just now. It's been going on for decades, okay? Since the 80s, African Americans always hate on Haitians, okay? In high school, you guys used to call us boat people, okay? Friendship. We were getting beat up every day by African Americans. I really want to know why. Okay? I really want to know why you guys hate on us that much. Because any other race who comes here, okay, once their skin is lighter, guess what? They come together with your oppressor and look down on you and treat you like crap, call you names, call you Negroes, and you guys don't have any problem with that. They call you lazy, they think that you are on welfare, you don't do anything with your life, you just stay there, sit there, smoke and get high and drinks, okay? But guess what? You guys don't have a problem with them. You guys, all your hatred is towards Haitians. You guys hate Haitians more than you hate your own oppressor.
So here's the thing. Let me speak on myself, and I can definitely speak on a lot of the people that I grew up with in Port Arthur, Texas, right? So when I went to elementary school, pre-K, whatever, I didn't go to school with no Haitians. Didn't even know nothing about Haitians at all. When I went to middle school and high school, no Haitians. It was all FBA, right? I went to school mostly with FBAs and the white folk. That's mostly it. In our community, we didn't discuss Haitians. We didn't say nothing bad about Haitians. Yes, we heard of Haitian people and all that, but we've never had any those kind of discussions. Even to this day, fast forward to 2026, when I engage other FBAs, we're not discussing Haitians. For surely we're not saying we can't stand Haitians or anything. So, ma'am, I don't know where you get that from. Now, that little enclave in New York, that's a total different situation over there. Y'all got a lot going on in New York, okay? I guess New York, anywhere, those places like that, hey, that's that. But the majority of us as FBA, definitely from the South, we didn't engage y'all like that because y'all not even around us. So how could we have this hatred for you, and we don't even be around you like that. That's number one. Number two, the question that we have, and the question I'm going to continue to ask when I see these videos, is why are you worrying about some Black American? Because this is what it is, y'all. Some person who could be FBA get online and say something crazy or slick to a person who's Haitian. And they see that comment or a couple of comments online. And so they say, all these Black Americans hate us. First of all, you don't even know if that is a Black American talking to you. That's number one. Number two, have you met the majority of us? No, you haven't. Because the majority of us don't even got no feeling towards you, one way or another. Number three, go back to what we said in the beginning. It wasn't us that pushed to end Haitians and anybody else's TPS. It was Donald Trump. And let's go also to this. You people from your community, ma'am, like the Chef Creole Haitian guy, went voted for the guy that ended the TPS for your community. It wasn't FBA. It was people in your community went vote for Trump when he said that he was going to mass deport people. Y'all are barking up the wrong tree. You should be talking to the Trump administration. Now, let's ask you this question. All of you who are Haitian American and who can vote in the election, did you vote for the candidate who's going to keep y'all here? Let's call it what it is. Kamala Harris wasn't going to do nothing for Black Americans for sure, but I know she would have kept y'all here. She wouldn't have ended your TPS. That I do know. So the question is, where's all the Haitian Americans? Did all of y'all vote for her? Where were y'all at? How many of y'all voted for Trump? Like Chef Creole admitted. That's the question you got to have. Matter of fact, not only them, all the immigrants who were on TPS or whatever, or your family members, let me say, not y'all, but your family members who are citizens. Did they come vote to make sure to keep you here? Because see, one thing is, listen, if I got a stake in something, or shoot, I better get out there and go vote for something, right? Because I got a stake in it. Like, y'all hear me talk about the situation in Texas. And I've told y'all for years, your most important elections are your local elections, your state elections, right? So when I'm talking about the candidates in Texas and what's going on here in Texas, that's my local, that's my state. Oh, I'm definitely going to vote in anything relating to Texas because I live here and it affects me. The federal affects you some, but not so much. But federal really affected you. And y'all have family members that's here who are citizens who can't vote, and they did not vote. They sat out that election too. Immigrants had a lot to lose in that last election, and you had immigrants who became citizens voted for Trump. So the question y'all should have within the greater immigrant community, why are you voting against your better interests, or why your family members are voting against y'all? First of all, ma'am, you could tell yourself all day long that Black Americans don't like Haitians. I mean, like I said, we don't even engage you like that. We don't. But you're talking about we're not engaging white supremacy, ma'am. You wouldn't be here if we didn't engage white supremacy. Let me give you some American history. White folks didn't want nobody here but Europeans. If you wasn't European, they didn't want you here. We were the people that kicked the door down and allowed, and by us kicking the door down, it allowed you to come in here. Prior to that, they didn't want you here. They didn't want no Haitian here. No other person from the diaspora. They didn't want no Latino. They didn't want no Asian. They didn't want no Arab. They didn't want none of those people here. If you was not white, you wasn't right. Period. If we truly had an issue with Haitians or anybody, we just had to worry about ourselves. We wouldn't have sat up there and fought for and agreed with the Hart-Celler Act. We'd have fought against it. You understand what I'm saying? So focus your attention, like right now. Instead of making videos about FBAs online talking crap to you, And yes, I understand. We got some FBAs that's on the fringe. I get it. But you got the fringe in every group. The majority of FBAs aren't on the fringe. Some of those people online won't even say 2 words to you offline. That I do know. The most they got a mouth on is typing on the keyboard. Maybe they'll say something on a live stream, but you're usually not going to talk that way when you're face to face. Usually they're not. They're sometimes some of the nicest people or whatever. That I can tell you. But instead of focusing on what some FBA possibly told you, if they were FBA at all, they could have been white folk. Why don't you focus on the midterms, ma'am? Why don't you go out there in your greater community and say, you know what? We got to vote and get these people out. We got to get these Republicans out because, man, they targeting us. They're doing this to us. If anything, it should mobilize all of you who are citizens to get yourself registered to vote and get out there and voting in the midterms. That should be your focus. You should be out there in your community trying to get the Republicans out because they're targeting you. Let me tell you something. If any political party do we know they're targeting us? Do you think we would not go vote to get them out? There's no way if Trump was running for office and said, you know what, when I get in office, I'm going to mass incarcerate black people. And if he made rallies saying mass incarceration of black people, mass incarceration, you don't think we would have came out even in greater numbers than Obama to make sure he wouldn't have got the presidency? Because he promised mass incarceration. And here's the thing. Some of the selfishness that's going to go on in immigrant communities also caught y'all. Because, see, y'all have this attitude, ain't got nothing to do with me. Yeah, it do. Because one thing about white supremacy, they don't vote. They don't look at you on merits or your lack of criminal activity or whatever. They look at color. That's it. So when some of y'all actually believe this guy and say, I'm only going after the criminals, to them, your skin is criminality. But FBA's told y'all that for years. Oh, you guys are just lazy. Okay. We lazy. Okay. But everything that black Americans have told you, now it's coming to pass. And now the interesting part is everybody want to be black. That's the funny part. God, the foreign flags are gone. Everybody want to be black. Everybody trying to figure out a loophole to get into the lineage. I mean, it is interesting to see. Because for years we were told we didn't have a culture and we were just basically some lost people and we don't know who we are and all this other stuff that we've been told. And now you want to be a part of the community to know who they are? Have y'all paid attention to that? Why people want to join the community that don't know who they are? Why you want to join the community and have no culture? That doesn't make sense. It don't make any kind of sense. Oh, we all black? Well, I thought that we were just dumb labeling ourselves as a color. We heard that too. Now you want to label yourself as a color now? I'm just saying, like, this is things that we have heard for years. And the thing is, one thing about me, I've been doing this way too long. I've seen too many videos, I reported on too many, and I tell all y'all, I don't get high and I don't get drunk. Praise the Lord that I don't have those vices. And because I don't have those vices, my memory is pretty sharp to what I've reported on in the past 14 years. A few things I may forget here and there, but it don't take much for me to get reminded of it. Sometimes even from a word or a sentence or just definitely a link or whatever. But y'all want to identify with the people that don't know who they are. So, ma'am, black Americans aren't your issue and problem. We're not the ones in the ICE vans coming to pick you up. We're not the one going to be putting you in detention. And we're not going to be putting you on the plane to go back home with barbecue over there. That's not going to be us. That's going to be them white folk. If anything, you should be fired up on these white folk. And these racist white folk. But instead, you're worrying about if a black American like you or not. Who cares if a black American like you or not? Black Americans not going to deport you. It's going to be them folks. And my thing is, you got bigger fish to fry. Way bigger fish to fry as a community. Maybe you, ma'am, was good. Maybe you got your citizenship. But what about the people in your community who don't? You need to be looking out for them. That's what I would do if I was Haitian. I'll be out looking out for my people. Well, no, ain't no black American had no hatred. One thing I know about our people, we don't have hatred. We should have it though, but it wouldn't be toward Haitians. It would be toward them folks. If we truly had hate, it would be a righteous hatred toward them for the evil they've done to us. Haitians haven't done us nothing as a collective of people. They haven't. So, ma'am, I don't know where you get this from. Focus your attention on them folks and help your people and get your people registered to vote so you can get these Republicans out of office that's targeting you. That's what you can do to help Haitians. Making videos at us is not going to stop the ICE fans from picking you up and deporting any of you.